My MacBook is too fast and I'm bored, so I decided to replace it with this fatty for a couple of days to see what I would be missing out on. So here's the plan. I'll try gaming, scripting, taking it outside without a charger, and testing a feature that not even modern laptops have. And it was a surprising experience. But first, I need to collect the laptop from my mum's house because she stole it. I mean, she has been using it for the last couple of years. And I'm filming this after I collected the laptop because travel montage. And we made it to the house. It's just a brick wall, so I'm not gonna show you the house. What am I doing? And here it is. This thing is probably older than some of the people watching this video because we got this thing in 2013. This thing was so big and fat that it wouldn't even fit inside. Wait a sec. And we have the laptop. It's got loads of Apple stickers for whatever reason. And we have my M1 Mac, which I'm gonna replace. So I'm gonna have to get this USB hub somehow working on this old ass laptop. First of all, let's unplug all this crap. The charger's gone, the USB-C hub is gone, and don't need that anymore. Now this looks more like it. Let's try to, oh my God, let's try to open it. And wow, first boot. Okay, so far so good, but for the USB hub, I have this little thing. It's a USB-C to USB-A, which should hopefully connect my entire setup. The mouse doesn't work, the keyboard doesn't work. Wait, never mind, it does work. Now I'm pretty sure the USB 2 is not compatible with HDMI, so if I plug it in, my monitor should connect. What do you mean it's not working? Where's my monitor? Yo, let's go. The monitor works, the keyboard works, the mouse works, the headphones work, everything is back to normal. So this thing has an i5 3230M, 8 gigs of RAM, and an SSD. And watch this, it also has a DVD drive. And you know what that means? Sex. I mean, CEX. A place where they sell used tech and they give you about £5 for a PS5. So let's go inside. There was a lot to pick from, but I wanted something with good character development and top quality storytelling. And then I found this, Shrek 2. I am definitely buying this. Hi. And we got the copy, but before we watch it, I have to let you know something else. Look how thick the laptop is. Just the lid alone is almost as thick as an entire MacBook. It's basically like 3 times as thick. If we do a weight comparison, so the MacBook, is around 2.1 kilos. And then this tank monster thing is 2.1, what? This exact same weight? It's 3 times as thick, but weighs exactly the same? What? You know what? This isn't so bad. YouTube works, it doesn't lag, the keyboard's fine, the monitor works. But it's only the beginning. Because I realized that this laptop has no SD card slot, so I had to improvise and use my old adapter, but then this happened. Wow, okay, look at this. So this is a cheap monitor, right? You drag it onto the laptop and the colors are so bad. What? Good? Bad. Good, bad. And once again, the big black thing would not fit inside. And as always, Benji didn't make the bed. Silly Benji. And then I took it to uni so I could use it outside the comfort of my room. And a lot of things happened. I just wanted to show how badass my setup is. I have one laptop, another laptop, my main phone, my second phone, and a copy of Shrek. I'm 100% sure no one has ever done this before. I used this thing for about 5 minutes and it just gave up. I think the laptop just died. I came here with 100%. It died. It was on 100 and it went to 5% in 10 minutes. I left the charger. I don't have a charger on me. Well, I guess I got 5 minutes of work done. I didn't even get to log into Google. Nice. This thing has been on 5% for like the last 5 minutes. That makes no sense. Shrek was staring at me, begging me to watch it, but not yet. I could not believe how many mistakes I was doing on this keyboard. It's not a bad keyboard, I just couldn't get used to it. Also, just look at the trackpad difference. This trackpad is tiny, and then look at this one, huge. And whenever I want to click something, I just press on the trackpad and the entire thing clicks, whereas here, I have to press the actual button because you can't click on the trackpad. Okay, so I installed Premiere Pro and already I'm having a problem. Processor with advanced vector extensions 2, AVX2 support required. What does that even mean? So I guess I can't use Premiere Pro? And yeah, the battery's definitely glitched because it died, it came back to life with 5%. And I've been using it for over an hour and I just got the battery warning. So this thing has no clue how much battery life it has. And now it's time to play my favorite childhood game, Far Cry 3. As I was patiently waiting for the game to download, I noticed something interesting. The fan was on, but it was consistently the same speed no matter what I did, which was the first red flag and a sign of what's to come. Straight away, that is not a good sign. I was getting a solid 10 FPS, so immediately I dropped to the lowest settings and lowered the resolution, and wow, now the game is at 6 FPS. What the hell happened? So I lowered to the lowest resolution possible and I was still getting 10 FPS. At this point I was very confused, but then magically the game jumped all the way to 18 FPS and I was ready to take on an enemy outpost, but just before I got there, the game just gave up. And once again, I was at 4 FPS. The second red flag is that my CPU was only at 24% usage, so how am I getting 4 FPS? There is definitely something sus going on. Anyway, flagging the enemies at 4 FPS was kinda tough, and I definitely didn't have a plan, so I was like, oh okay, 2 FPS, nice. But then my FPS miraculously healed and I was ready to attack. Yeah, I'm gonna blame that one on the FPS, but I wasn't gonna give up, so my plan was to scout the area while I was at low FPS and then attack when it recovers. I camped until my FPS was 12 and it was showtime. And then I figured out the problem. The CPU was overheating, so it was clocked down to 1.2 GHz, which is less than half of what it should be. And it was overheating because the fan was stuck on one speed setting. It was probably broken so it couldn't spin any faster, or maybe the BIOS was broken, I don't know. It's safe to say that this game is not playable. At 18 FPS, maybe, but at 4 FPS, it's impossible. It's crazy because whenever the game jumps to like 15 FPS, I'm like, wow, this is smooth as hell. And now it's time for the best part, watching Shrek. The adverts, the DVD menus, the subtitle menus, it was all so reminiscent. The simple times when we actually owned the DVDs and we didn't have to buy a Netflix subscription with ads just to watch shows that disappeared for no reason. This laptop reminded me of all the good times when I used this thing as a kid. It did everything that I needed it to do, even to this day. SSD makes this thing pretty fast, and honestly, I was expecting this thing to crash and load forever, but if you give it a little patience, it's actually not so bad. In fact, it made me appreciate my MacBook even more, because if that laptop lasted 12 years, the Mac can last even longer.